Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. My assignment today was to mix both the March and the April 2021 kits. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So I've picked out two papers from the March kit and I've picked out one paper from the April kit. And I have cut lots of circles. So I've done this just with my Big Shot and metal die set that I've got that's circles, and I've cut my photos into circles, and I had a very large photo, so I cut that into one big-ish circle and then two smaller circles as well, because it was just a whole sheet of flowers, effectively, daffodils. So from the offcut, I could still get photos of flowers, if that makes sense, out of the circles. So so I've cut my one large photo of daffodils into three smaller circles, and then I've got my one large photo of my children. We were supposed to have a Mother's Day theme today as well, but Mother's Day in the UK was a couple of months ago. It was sometime in March, and we were in full lockdown at that point, and we didn't do anything fun on Mother's Day apart from I did get some daffodils on Mother's Day, so that was lovely. And we don't big celebrate Mother's Day. So I thought that I would scrapbook the photo of my daffodils, but I don't have any photos from anything that we did on Mother's Day because we didn't do anything. I've just picked a photo of my three children together and the photo of the daffodils, and I'm putting them together. And even though the photo was not from Mother's Day, the daffodil photos were. So I think that's okay. I think I can get away with the Mother's Day theme here, and I can also write about how much I love them, of course. Okay, so like I said, I've been mixing the two kits. So I chose three papers, two from March and one from April. The black and white one there is the one from the April kit, so Maggie Holmes Garden Party, whereas the other two yellow ones are from the Hip Kit Club exclusive papers from March, the collection that's called Pretty Sweet. And I've cut lots of circles using my manual die cutting machine, my Big Shot, and my metal dies, and I've cut them in a variety of sizes. My metal dies have like stitching on the outside as well, so that's really cute. And I also cut some where I cut the middles out as well, so I ended up with an open circle for some of them. I did attempt on one of the circles to add black machine stitching because I liked the idea of bringing in the black from the black and white paper. And I thought I could go around the edges of my circles with black machine stitching. Well, I failed. It looked so awful. I think partly because I'm trying to go around very neatly in a circle, and that's very hard on a sewing machine. But secondly, because there's already holes in my circles from the stitching on the metal dies. That the machine just couldn't cope with it, and it kept like losing stitches because they would go through the holes. So, and then do you know what I mean? They'd go through the next stitch would go through the next one and disappear. So it really looked awful. So I threw that one away and I decided to not do any stitching. Perhaps I could have done it once I'd stuck them to the layout, but when I was trying to do them individually, it was just not working. So I ditched that idea. and just thought I'll distress the edges instead. So that's what I did. I distressed the edges. So you can see that I've arranged my photos and my circles in a kind of cascading fashion from top to bottom. And over on the right hand side, I've got this torn piece of that black and white paper. Now, I'm not 100% sure about that piece. I wasn't sure whether I wanted it there or not. Obviously, that area on the layout was completely white, so it was calling for something to be added there, but I just wasn't sure I liked it in that wide format. So I've only tacked it in place for now, and I'm going to see about changing it later. I've just been going through the embellishments, mostly from the April kit, because I've used most of my embellishments from my March kit, but don't tell anyone. We're supposed to be alternating. I'm picking out the black pieces and the yellow pieces, really, and that's what I'm kind of sticking to. I didn't really intend to stick to just the black and yellow, but it's just kind of how it happened, and I really liked how it looked, so I went with it. So for my title, I've just added the word sunshine. That's from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party sticker sheet, and the word my comes from the black Garden Party thickers. So that's worked out really well. It goes with the yellow theme. And those three children are my sunshine, of course. They also make my hair turn grey, but, you know, that's another story. Okay, I'm just adding a few bits in. I've added some chipboard from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party chipboard sheet. I've added some little black hearts and open hearts from the puffy stickers. I've added brads from the Bunnies and Blooms. I've just picked out the yellow ones, of course. And I've got some chipboard flowers as well. Did I say that already? And I've added some other flowers in as well. Some of them are from the chipboard, some are from the sticker sheet, and I've added a couple of bows as well, also from the puffy stickers and from the sticker sheet. And now I'm checking out these really cute little enamel or pearl hanging hearts. I don't know what they're actually called. Hold on, let me see if I can find them. Here they are. They're by Prima, and they're really interesting. I've never seen anything quite like these. What are they? I've covered up the... They're called Mother of Pearls. Self-Adhesive Embellishments. Yeah, they're really cute. They're not self-adhesive, as in they don't have any glue on them. But they have these kind of like really soft wires that you can pierce holes in the layout, poke the ends through, and then twist them on the other side. So they worked really, really well. And I wanted them to kind of dangle, you know, because they're supposed to be like hanging, aren't they? And I wanted them to dangle rather than be stuck. So I could have glued them with glossy accents or a heat gun, but I didn't want to. I wanted them to continue to dangle. So I did pierce holes through the layout just with the paper piercing tool, and I poked both ends through those two holes, and then I just twisted them on the other side. And yeah, they're all in place. So yeah, I was really happy with that. Whenever I add something like brads to a layout that you know split pin on the back, I normally add some sellotape or regular like Scotch tape or washi tape or something over the top of the fastening on the back of the layout, and that's just so that it doesn't get stuck and hooked on things when I put my layouts into page protectors. So I did the same thing on the back of this layout with those little wire things. Okay, I'm now dealing with the right hand side of the layout. So I was not overly happy with how it looked with that big torn section. So I decided to go for something slightly more subtle. Right now you can see that I am just covering up those backing pieces with some regular sellotape. So yeah, back to the right hand side. I stuck that torn piece on the back of the layout, and I stuck it flush against the right hand edge. And then what I did was I distressed the edges of the whole layout, and then on this side, on the right hand side, I just folded up a bit more that edge to reveal the black and white underneath. So, and that just gives me the subtle, the subtle little pattern on one side, as opposed to a big torn area. And I'm really happy with that. I'm happy that I didn't stick it down and that I thought about it and then added that later on, because I tacked it in place at the beginning of the layout, and then wasn't happy with it. So then I was easy to make a change because it was just tacked in place. So I've just added a few splatters of Indian ink. So this is just a really, really intense black, like writing ink, and I like it because it gives a real true black. So I just dropped a few splatters of that onto my layout, and some bigger drips and some smaller ones. And I had to wick up some of the excess because it can bleed into the cardstock because it is really very intense. And now I've done, and I also added splatters in one of the shimmers from the March kit that's called Mustard Seed, and it's a Vibes. And I just used the paintbrush straight into the bottle and then used the paintbrush to flick. So just writing in my journaling and being extremely careful because I've already done my splatters. I should have done my journaling beforehand. So I wrote a little bit underneath my sunshine title, and then I actually wrote a little bit around the circles as well about the daffodils. Okay, so that is my layout complete. I hope you like it. It was a bit of a strange colour scheme for me, but I really enjoyed it. I like the monochrome look. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount off all add-on kits, and you get access to exclusive subscriber cut files. Lots of reasons to subscribe. Thank you very much for joining me today. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.